In this video, you are going to learn about the acute Casenote folder design, including the color-coded filing system and the filing structure within the Casenote folder. Our main file libraries currently use a terminal digit filing system, and in 2015 a standardized acute Casenote folder was agreed and implemented. All Casenote folders are now to be color-coded depending on the last terminal digit of the patient number. For example, a patient with the number 123456 would have a dark green coloured Casenote because the number ends in 6. The full list of colours are as follows. Due to the terminal digit filing system, the same colour Casenotes are filed together. This allows us to easily identify any misfiled Casenotes. On the front of the Casenote folder, it will specify the site location of where the Casenote is stored, and the corresponding site address of where they are to be returned to can be found on the back. You will also find space on the front for 2 labels: the MRT tracking label, which contains the patient name and number, and the alert. An alert label is to be placed here in the event that an alert is identified and noted on the alert divider within. A plastic pocket, which is to be used for non-confidential messages. For example, a note can be placed to notify staff to return a set of Casenotes to a specific department, for instance, a secretary's office, once the patient has had their appointment. Within the Casenote folder, you will find a quick reference guide which reminds you of the filing order within the folder. The content is split into 3 sections, with documentation being filed in chronological order, most recent on top, for the first section. Section 2 and 3, however, are filed most recent at the bottom. Section 1 includes the standard dividers which will be pre-filed in all Casenote folders, and includes the alert divider. This must always be the first divider you see, with the exception of if the patient has an active Do Not Resuscitate form in place. Correspondence. This can include documents such as referral letters and discharge letters. Investigations. They must all be signed by a clinician prior to being filed within the folder. Diagnostic tests. Consent forms, capacity and best interest decisions, all to be signed prior to being filed within the folder. Anesthetic records. Prescriptions. Safeguarding. These include safeguarding children, domestic abuse, and protection of vulnerable adults protection documents. Section 2 is for clinical notes in which the relevant specialty dividers are added when needed. For example, if a patient is due to attend a dermatology clinic, a dermatology divider is to be filed in the section with the relevant documentation filed behind. For example, clinic continuation sheet. And finally, Section 3 is for nursing records, whereby documents are to be filed in chronological order, but with the most recent at the bottom. We also provide good record-keeping training, which details everyone's responsibilities to maintain accurate health records and adherence of good record-keeping principles. The training is available in both a classroom and e-learning format. Further information can be found on our Health Records intranet site. If you have any queries or comments, please do not hesitate to email us at bcu.healthrecordsqueries@wales.nhs.uk, or alternatively contact your local health records manager. Thank you for taking the time to watch this short tutorial.